I'm Dan Sealy. It's great to be here. We are going to get to the phones. Right now, the indices are mixed. The NASDAQ is up 4. Dow still down 30. S&P in negative territory right now. So the indices mixed right now, but looks like the Dow and the S&P could be positive here in a few minutes. They're headed in that direction. Not necessarily any news coming out that would warrant the move, but just a little bit. I guess they're just thinking that things maybe aren't as good as they might be, and that the Fed, getting a better feeling about the Fed. I don't know. I will say this: Wall Street, you better be cautious, because apparently, I think Wall Street's got it pretty much baked in that. Well, this is me probably being way too overly optimistic. But I think Wall Street's got it baked in that the Republicans are going to cave, and there's not going to be any issue, that there will be compromise, which, on the deficit ceiling on this grand bargain plan, and it'll probably get done without any kind of shutdown or issue. And I think that the GOP is figuring it out, that this compromise, that they better just hold a little bit tighter, if they're capable of it, to the white flag before they run it up the flagpole. Because I think that they are realizing that this compromise could potentially be deadly for the party, especially those that are going to be running in the primaries. Now, let me just say, if you are a strong, morally ethical businessman that has contemplated on running for office, you're fiscally conservative, you're socially conservative, and you have contemplated before running for office, there would not be any better time, in my opinion, than to run for office, whether you are a Democrat or a Republican. Because anybody in a primary right now running for office, all you've got to do is bring every single conversation back to Obamacare, and you're going to win hands down. Because there are few Republicans that are going to be able to defend themselves on it. And the ones that can adequately defend themselves, legitimately, I should say, defend themselves on Obamacare, you're going to have the compromises that you can throw at them over the last few years, that they have continually compromised the values of the American people. They've continued to compromise their constituency, and have put America in harm's way. And you can argue that point, which they can't defend themselves on. Oh, they can come up with excuses why they compromised, but it's not going to hold any water for the American people. Make no mistake about it. So Wall Street, remember, the legislators on Capitol Hill care about one thing, and that's getting reelected. That is their number one priority. It's not America. It's not the American people. It's not future generations. It's not fiscally sound policy. It's none of those things. It's getting reelected. They only care about keeping their job. Mitch McConnell, leader in the Senate, coming up for reelection in November. If you're in Kentucky, you might want to think about starting a grassroots effort. Look, they're not going to be able to stand up against it. So, having said that, don't be so sure that it's baked in that they're all going to compromise. And again, I'm probably being overly optimistic. But they do care most about their jobs, and if they think it's getting threatened, they might magically grow a backbone. So be careful. I wouldn't be so sure, Wall Street, that things are just going to keep along their merry way. 866-300-9298. Let me go to Michael. Michael's calling from Alabama. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Dad, how you doing, sir?
Good.
Hey, I just want to stay away with Obamacare.
Yeah, man. We got it. We got to push hard for it.
I've been me and my wife. My wife's a devoted listener, and so am I. I just want to throw something at you. I was with the company for 12 and a half years. It took 5 years to invest, and it was the old pension plans. And I was going to be 60. I was going to get like $200 a month, but now they just mailed me a letter stating that I could get it in a lump sum or I can get it in an annuity. And I would want your financial advice, sir.
So on the first thing I would look at, Michael, and what I usually do in those situations, before I take the lump sum, I always look at the annuity monthly income and how much it is. And if it looks as though you're going to get so you look at the lump sum amount, and the lump sum amount is X amount of dollars. And I would just say, put 5% on that. So whatever it is, say, what's 5% of this? Because I think that with a really even a conservative investment strategy, you should be over a 10-year period, you should earn more than 5% a year on the money. You may have some years you're down a little bit, but you're probably going to have years that you're going to be up 8 or 9 and maybe more. And if you can average, take a look at what the 5% yield would be, and then take a look at the annuity they're offering. Now, when they offer you the annuity, Michael, only take the joint annuity. Don't consider just your, yeah. So make sure that if the Lord calls you home or when the Lord calls you home, your wife can still get some retirement money. Do you know what I mean? So the highest monthly payment on those annuities they're offering is going to be on just your life. In other words, just for you. That's going to be the largest amount. But I wouldn't want you to do that because, you and I are going to go before our wives. It's just the way it is in all likelihood. Right. And so you want to make sure she has a little bit something from it. So I would say that if you look at 5% a year on the lump sum and it's $200 a month or $200 a year, what am I saying? $200 a month when you break it down, 5% divided by 12, and they're offering you $310, then I would probably do the annuity.
Well,
because
and they're not even doing that. When I turned 60, they were going to pay me $220 a month. That's it when I retire at 60. Now, what they're offering me is, they're only doing their 12 years. They're offering me $16,000, but the joint, if I was just to do it myself, it'd be like $75 a month. If I was to do it jointly, like you were speaking about, it'd be like $71 a month for a lifetime.
Do you have any debt? You have any mortgage?
Well, actually, I lost my job, and we had to file Chapter 7.
Okay, so. Because I was thinking, you could take that money and maybe pay your debt off and earn more than that much every month by not having those payments. You know what I mean?
Well, if I knew this beforehand, because I inquired about it then, and they told me at that time they weren't doing that. Now I just got it right after I did this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. So I would probably take the $16,000, and you can do one or two things with it. You can. You could stick it into, an investment account and try to grow it a little bit. I wouldn't put it all in there. But I'm guessing, based on what you've told me, Michael, you don't have an emergency savings account. And, so that would be the first thing I'd want you to do. You know what I mean? Like, use this, get it set aside in the bank so that you have a good, solid emergency savings. Do everything in your power not to draw from it other than get into debt, as opposed to drawing from it. And it'll give you a good start. You'll have a good emergency savings. And then from there, maybe if you pick up a part-time job or you start earning a little bit more income, you can, start saving a little bit from it. But it's probably a little bit too risky since it's all that you have to invest it. I don't think I'd feel real good about that.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. One more question. Very good. Thank you for your suggestion.
Sure.
Can I roll that over into a bank without getting penalized?
You can. If it's going to be considered qualified money, so you can roll that over into an IRA account at the bank. So you just have to open that IRA account, and you should be able to roll it over in there.
Oh, great.
And you won't be penalized. You won't be penalized, and you won't be taxed on it.
Great, Dan. Thank you so much, man.
All right. Hey, tough one, but at least you're getting something out of it, and I guess that's the only way you can look at it. It's going to help you get a good start there for emergency savings. So, wish you all the best with that. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate the call, and I appreciate your loyalty and you and your wife listening. Thank you. Let me go to Marie. Marie's calling us from Texas. Hey, Marie.
Hello there, Dan. I've been trying to talk to you for about a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
And I missed the Woodlands in Texas. You were hit there in April, and I missed that too. But I'm 81 years old. I have just recently, about a year and a half ago, inherited a portfolio, and I'm learning. I don't know a thing about it really, and I don't want to do something stupid, but this is what I have done. I have 72% in a fixed income, which I don't see I'm deriving much out of it in gains now. And I also have a Home Depot, which I sold some off because I always heard that you sell when it's high and you buy when it's low. And I do have a little bit of money market. And my question is, at my age, this fixed income is in municipal bonds and called Invesco, and also I have some in Marine. I'm not familiar with those. I've never heard of them before. What do you think? Should I leave it where it is or put it somewhere else?
Well, the fixed income has gotten hurt over the last 3 months because they're basically bond mutual funds. So they've come down a little bit in value. So I know both those funds, not crazy about either one of them. So if you want to be in fixed income, and you should be, I would probably ask whoever it is you're working with if they can put you into PIMCO Total Return Fund, which again is another bond mutual fund, but it's better than those two. And they may be. I had a sell for them. Now I don't have a buy for them, but I do think they've just announced today that they have reallocated their positions. So PIMCO Total Return Fund. The other thing I want you to do when you do that, only put about 60% into that. Sell your Home Depot stock. Put that money into the money market account. So see if you can make that work. Marie, if you have another question, I'll leave you on hold. If not, you can run. I got to run. I got a hard break. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate it, but I'm happy to take another question. We'll be right back after this break.